Hey yo, ça va Neko? Pile quand tu te réveilles. C'est bon ça. Comment ça va? Ah, attends. Tac. Putain, j'en ai marre de me boucher là. Attends, 2 secondes. Et voilà. Alors, du coup la tête dans le popotin, mais ça va et toi? Ben pareil, un peu pareil. Hier j'ai éternué toute la journée. Genre j'avais la tête de quelqu'un qui avait fumé je sais pas combien de de pétards. Là. Enfin ouais. Là je sais pas, je pense que ça s'entend encore. J'ai des bouchées. Enfin j'en ai marre de. Je déteste le printemps. Ça me saoule. Et sinon ça va. Qu'est-ce que... Yes. Yes, of course. Les allergies. Mais oui, en plus, je peux pas prendre d'antihistaminique parce que ça me donne des migraines. Du coup, c'est la merde. Genre, je suis... Ah, mais non, je suis con. Faudrait que je pense à acheter de l'estragon. Genre, en général, ça m'aide bien. Attends, je vais manger une crêpe aussi. 2 minutes. Alors, voilà. Ah oui, c'est vrai. Moi, oups, pardon. Je savais qu'on devait partir quelque part. Je sais plus où. Parce qu'il y a eu un moment où on devait récupérer la perruque de machin là. Ah, il y a un truc à récupérer ici. Et et du coup, voilà. Oui, il y a les pilules bleues pour les allergies qui marchent bien. Aerius. Mais ouais, mais justement, mais je peux pas. Parce que, comme je disais, ouais, ça me donne des migraines. De toute façon, le printemps, c'est horrible à chaque fois. Et oui, le printemps, c'est... Oh non! Ma manette va se dessager. Oui, le printemps, de toute façon, c'est de la merde. Le mieux, en vrai, c'est l'hiver et l'automne. Le reste, l'été, à tout, enfin, là où je suis, c'est nul. Parce qu'il fait 45 degrés, tu peux pas respirer, t'es obligé de rester chez toi. Enfin non, tu peux sortir, mais c'est chiant. Et voilà. Du coup, l'hiver. Bon, ouais, je me rappelle plus du tout de ce qui se passe dans l'histoire. Donc, on n'est pas dans la merde. Pas dans le caca. J'ai combien? 560. Je peux rien acheter avec 560, si? Ah si. Mais est-ce que ça en vaut vraiment la peine? Augmente grandement le taux de franc succès sur... Ah bah si ça te fait plaisir. Ok. J'aime pas l'été, fait trop chaud, ça fait suer. Mais oui, c'est ça, genre tu transpires, tu sais pas comment t'habiller. Alors que l'hiver, c'est tout simple. Tu mets des couches, et voilà. Et après t'es bien. On en est... Ouais, je sais même plus où on en est. Ah, meurtre de Masashimi Shinta. Ah, mais oui, c'est vrai que lui, il a été retrouvé dans le placard. Attends, je vais mettre mon stream en français. Tac. Voilà. Ouais, il y a machin qui a été retrouvé dans le placard. Directeur de l'agence de développement des diagnostics cliniques. Franchement, j'ai gros blanc. Hein. Au pire, on s'en fout. On continue et on verra bien. Because I don't know. Take the cab. I want to go somewhere. Yes.
I've heard a bit about this place before. But the ADDC, isn't it just one part of a larger organization? If I recall correctly, they call it the Medical Institute. Is that accurate?
Yeah. They own every last inch of this campus.
It's incredible. Even with all these buildings, they're still getting budget to expand from that new drug. So? Is it the same as you remember?
Yeah.
Huh? Don't go too far ahead! Yagami-san!
Alors, Yagami-san.
What are you all shaken up for? Calm down. Just stick with me and you'll be fine. Got that, Yagami?
Attends, il est mort. T'as des alus,
Yagami-san!
Ouais, t'as des alus.
Try not to just ditch me, okay?
Ça va aller.
Is something wrong?
It's just... After 3 years, it still looks the same.
Huh?
Almost like time itself has stopped.
Yagami-san.
Come on. Front desk's over there.
Yagami va ouvrir son groupe J-pop. C'est clair. C'est vrai qu'il a un look bien particulier. Trouver la réception. Non, j'ai pas une vie. Je m'en vais. Ah, je peux pas. C'est pas mal ici. C'est pas mal. J'aime beaucoup. Est-ce que je peux monter les escaliers? Ah, pardon. Ah, c'est fermé. Ah. Ah non, ok. Je pensais que c'était un objet. Trouver la réception.
Do you have an appointment, sir?
Je sais
I
pas.
don't, sorry. My name is Hoshino, from the Genda Law Office. This is my partner, Yagami. We're here to talk about a murder that took place in Kamurocho yesterday.
A murder?
A coworker of ours named Shintani. He was the
Conseil,
victim.
non?
We have a record that he called this center before he was killed.
Huh?
We're hoping you can help us track down exactly who he spoke to.
I'm very sorry, sir, but I can't provide such private information.
Well, could I at least talk to Director Kido instead? He's an old friend of mine. Just let him know Yagami stopped by to say hello.
I don't think that'll be necessary. Look over there.
Do you remember me? Oh putain. C'est vrai que ça le change avec les cheveux en arrière comme ça.
Gentlemen, I really don't know what else you want from me. I have nothing more to say. I've told the police all that I know.
Directeur de la DDC, Ryusuke Kido.
Yeah, I know. Sorry about all this, Director. Problem is, my partner here won't give it a rest till he sees the scene of the crime. But I'm sure we'll be leaving soon.
That's not what we agreed upon. You know this isn't about how long it takes.
3 ans plus tôt, centre de développement pharmaceutique avancé.
And what about Okubo? I take it he's still not fessed up.
No, not quite as of yet, sir. But we all saw where the body was. Exactly where he said it would be.
Quite true. Not much point in fighting this now. The Minister has made it clear that he wants it resolved soon as well. Just look at how much trouble one contractor has caused.
Sorry. Which minister? I didn't know about this, sir.
The Health Minister. It's all his call how much funding we get.
Director, if I may, if you would just direct me to the scene of the crime, I could head over there myself. I'll be out of your hair in no time, I assure you.
I'd rather you didn't wander on your own.
Je vais manger, genre. Pas de soucis, Neko. Bon appétit.
She can show you. Terasawa-kun. These gentlemen here are Shintani-sensei and,
Yagami.
It's a pleasure. I hope I can help you find what you need.
Well, with that, I'll be taking my leave.
Thank you again, Director. Apologies for all the trouble.
This way. I can show you how to get to Waku-san's room.
Who's Waku-san?
The guy who died in his room?
Oh, yeah.
C'est un truc, quoi.
And you are... Sawassan, huh? Wow, you're young. And a looker to boot.
Can we keep this professional?
Huh?
Nice try, Shintani-sensei.
Not the friendliest girl in town, huh?
Ah mais...
Not exactly welcome guests
Ok.
here.
After I busted my ass to pass the bar, I always figured I'd have my pick of the ladies.
Je vais marcher à la même vitesse que toi, mais t'es trop lent. Oh, ok.
Right this way, please.
Ben, je te suis.
Straight ahead is the ADDC's general ward. Waku-san's room is on the 4th floor.
On the 4th floor. Et là, ça me dit au 3e étage. C'est bizarre quand même. Les traductions, elles sont cheloues.
This was the room assigned to Waku-san.
What's down there?
Ouais, ils sont vraiment au 4e
That's the
étage.
research wing, where they develop all our new
impressionnant, ça.
drugs.
Oh,
You can't get in without a gold key card, though. Not even I have one.
Pardon. Eh bien.
Gold, huh?
I suppose because it's the heart of the center's operations.
Huh. Sounds like it's a whole nother world back there. Security like that must be a bitch. Come on, Yagami.
Before he died, Waku-san spent most of his time in here.
and when was he admitted?
2 years ago. With Alzheimer's.
Some kind of dementia, right?
Alzheimer's is a neurodegenerative disease that leads to dementia, yes. In fact, it's the cause of almost 70% of all dementia cases.
So, they're one and the same, kinda? Anyway, do what you gotta do, Yagami.
Uh-huh.
Pardon, j'ai oublié de remettre le son. Il y a un chat quelque part là. Où tu te caches? Droite. Peut-être. Bon, écoute, on va examiner le pied comme c'est prévu. De toute façon, les chats, c'est qu'une option. Qu'est-ce qu'il a sur le livre?
Suspicious.
Ah, suspicious.
Has anyone else slept here since Waku-san's death?
Nobody, no.
And Waku-san was missing from his room the morning of the incident, yes?
That's right.
So, he was murdered here, then carried out.
I can't say for sure, but it's likely.
Examiner les finettes. Aïe aïe aïe.
What the? The window's sealed shut. There's no way Waku-san could have escaped through here.
Examiner l'entrée.
All the rooms have windows like this, right? Seems like people would notice if something was going on in here.
Well, we only have so many employees in this ward. The halls stay fairly busy, but it's mostly dementia patients moving between appointments.
I see. I wonder how the room looks from the hallway.
You got all you need from here, yeah?
I think so. What the?
What the? Putain, c'est bizarre, hein, je l'entends le chat, mais je ne le vois pas. Franchement, au pire. Mais oui, je t'entends. Hein? Écoute, on s'en fout.
You can definitely see what's going on from out here. Shintani-sensei, can you lay on the bed for me?
I guess so. Care to join me, Sawassan? What do you got to lose? It was a joke.
J'espère bien.
So from this vantage point, you can't make out the person's face.
So, was this the colossal waste of time I knew it'd be?
Nope. I got something I'd only get from being here.
Does it matter? It's been days. Case is practically closed. Shinpei Okubo is guilty as hell.
Well, according to him, he's not.
Well, of course that's what he says. Consider the facts, though, man. You want to review the case?
Passer l'affaire en revue.
Sure. Let's go over what we know so far.
Whatever you want.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Our victim was the patient staying in this room. Koichi Waku, male, age 66. At 8:30 a.m. on the morning of the crime, the nurses noticed he was missing from his bed. Given Waku's degenerative state, they assumed he was wandering around the hospital somewhere. But after being unable to track him down, hospital staff filed a missing persons report.
Right.
You know what a dementia patient's like, though. Hard to imagine they'd make it outside on their own. The only conclusion then was that somebody must have taken him out of the hospital. After inspecting all the cars that came in and out of the center, they were left with one possible suspect. A laundryman by the name of Shinpei Okubo.
Shinpei.
It didn't take much prodding for Okubo to confess burying Waku's body out in the mountains. And lo and behold, 3 months after Waku disappeared, the cops found his body rotting away right where Okubo said it'd be. Cause of death was most likely suffocation, but they still don't know for sure. Any objections to this so far, Yagami-sensei?
Actually, yeah. You're forgetting something.
And what's that?
Okubo-kun insists he didn't kill anyone. All he admits to is dumping the body.
Ce n'est pas forcément l'homme qui s'est débarrassé du corps qui a tué la victime. Au contraire, équivaudrait à déclarer Okubo-kun coupable avant le début du procès.
Oh, sure. But come on, Yagami. Guy's got a history of assault, and it's on record. Roughed up his girlfriend. Accidentally broke her finger.
Accidentally.
Right, but that was over 6 years ago. He was just a kid. Got drunk, made a huge mistake.
And what? It's okay for a kid to hit a woman?
Of course not. But that's not what he's on trial for.
True.
I don't condone what he did. But legally, committing one crime doesn't mean you're guilty of another.
Fine. But what about Okubo's shaky alibi? He said he left the center at 10 a.m. after grabbing the sheets from the general ward. Claimed Waku-san's corpse somehow got loaded into his truck. Who's gonna believe garbage like that?
If anyone should, it's his lawyers.
We're meeting with Okubo after this, right? You should just be honest with him. Tell him the case is unwinnable.
Unwinnable.
Are you two done here?
Yep. Can you show us the garage next? The one where Okubo-kun parked his truck. The service entrance, I think it was. That's the only other place we'll need to see today.
Okay.
We'll need to take an elevator down there. Follow me.
Okay. I follow you.
Follow me.
Quoi? Ah mais attends, faut la suivre elle, pas toi. Voilà. Follow me, ça va pas. Alors, sinon ça va? Famille, amis, tout ça. Ok. Oh là là. T'as eu un coup de pression. Ok. Ah, c'est ça ton ascenseur. D'accord.
Hey, Yagami. You're never gonna last if you keep taking cases like this. Criminal suits are a constant test of your conviction. Your sense of justice. They don't even pay that well.
Careful who you say that around.
Look,
Hey,
just
you're ale.
chill out, okay?
No, you're not late.
Take it from me. I've
You
been around the
started
block way
20
longer
minutes
than
ago.
you have.
And it's a flashback. So you're not missing much. Just so you know, the guy to the right is dead.
Looks like a regular old garage to me.
You'd make it out with no problem if you put a body into your truck
And
down
this one
here.
is the main character.
It is.
But back in the days.
Hey, Yagami, check this out. These are
yeah.
the carts he used to collect sheets and linens.
Yeah, that's
Day
a
of the crime,
flashback.
Okubo was all over the hospital with one of these things. Would have been simple for him to sneak a body in there and cart it right out.
Maybe so. Where was Okubo parked on the day of the incident?
Oh,
Examiner le parking.
the truck was parked here, with the back facing the elevator. Here's a
Well-
recreation of it.
I see.
DNA evidence from the victim was found in the flatbed of the truck. That's proof enough that the body was there. And when they confronted Okubo, he flat out admitted it.
It's stranger for me to understand the French subtitles than the English dub. Why? Because it's written so fast. Too fast. Parlez.
When was Waku-san last seen?
Just before 8 a.m. on the day of the crime.
Yeah, 7:50 to be precise. An ADDC scientist will be testifying to that. He claims he saw him nice and cozy in his bed.
I see. Can we talk to this witness?
I tried to get an appointment, but they shut me down. Said they don't want us interfering with their research anymore.
They're not willing to make an exception this once?
This isn't an issue you want to push, Yagami. Worst case scenario, you get charged with witness intimidation.
All right. Anyway, the victim was last seen at 7:50.
That's right. Breakfast is at 8 o'clock, so the patients who can walk on their own gather in the break room.
Thanks for
But on the day of his disappearance,
drink.
8:30 came and went with no sign of Waku-san.
You thought you'd find him quickly. Didn't exactly turn out that way.
Right.
Got that, Yagami? Here, let's go over some more details.
Sûr, écoutons ce que le grand Shintani Sensei a à dire. Okay.
What we know is, Waku was taken out of his room sometime
Yeah,
between
good morning.
7:50 when he was
Hope you're
last
doing
seen,
well.
and 8:30 when everyone noticed he was gone. During that 40-minute span, somebody suffocated Waku and stuffed him into the laundry bin. Nobody suspected there was a body in the cart. And the only clear culprit was Okubo, the man in charge of the laundry. To further back this up, DNA evidence from Waku was found in Okubo's truck. Then when the police questioned Okubo, he confessed to burying the body in the mountains of Okutama. 3 months after the crime, Waku's corpse was finally found.
Have no coffee at home.
With me?
inside. Oh,
This thing's airtight, Yagami.
go buy some coffee.
I know you're getting into this, but come on. Just give it up already. You don't have a chance.
Even though Okubo says he's innocent, I promised him we'd do everything we could.
Not my problem. You shouldn't make promises you can't keep.
Fine, then I'll do it alone. You don't have to be involved.
Even if I'm not, the loss will hurt Genda-sensei's reputation.
I'm sorry, but our client says he's innocent. I can't back down from this.
Fine. I'll be in the lobby.
Okidoki.
If you like, I could take you to see Waku-san's room again.
You don't mind? That would be great.
Tell me why. Oh, voilà ici, mais je ne vois rien qui sort de l'ordinaire. Wait a second.
Waku-san was here until the morning of the incident. Then he just up and disappeared. The window's sealed shut. There's no way Waku-san could have escaped through here.
You played human droid, right? I found the Connor meme that says 28 stabs wound. But base posted. Oh, yeah, Detroit become human? What? Oh,
I wonder how well
28.
you can see in here from the
28 stab
hallway.
wounds. I'd like to see this. You can put it on Discord on the
Are
fun
you finished?
zone section.
Not yet. Just a little longer.
Yeah. I need to find this cat. Where is my phone? My phone? How do I... Oh. Wait. Well, never mind.
Are you finished?
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen.
Oops.
How long will Okubo-san's sentence be?
Huh?
If he's found guilty, that is.
Probably 10 years, maybe more. It's hard to say for sure.
And what if he confesses? Would they shorten his sentence?
Well, at the very least, it'd make a better impression than insisting he didn't do it.
But you're still going to push an innocent plea? Even though Okubo-san is the one who'll suffer for it?
If he's really not guilty, he won't have to. I'll win. But to be perfectly honest, this is my first criminal case.
What?
Civil cases have been a mixed bag for me, too. I've actually lost more than I've won.
Is that so?
Apparently, a smart lawyer would never even consider an innocent plea in this case. Guess it's a good thing that I'm not so smart then, because I honestly believe I can win. Terasawa-san, were you close to Okubo-kun?
I spoke to him pretty often, yes. I would see him around the ward all the time.
And what did you think of him? Did he seem like the kind of guy who'd do something like this?
I'm sorry. The director told us not to say too much.
Wait! If you know anything that can help, just get in touch, okay? I'll do whatever it takes to set Okubo-kun free. But I can't do it alone. Just give it some thought, Terasawa-san.
Yeah. Flirt with a girl? No.
Just now,
This is not the
we
kind
went
of
to the
game.
ADDC. Thought I should have a look at things with my own eyes.
And how did it go?
There's no chance you walk. You're practically a lost cause.
Hey,
Yagami-sensei, is that what you think?
it's like this, Okubo. You tell me you're innocent, and I'll fight to the end. I really have nothing to lose by helping you out.
It's just like I told you. Whoever did it is framing me.
Accusé de l'affaire du meurtre à la DDC. Shinpei Okubo. Shinpei. Huh.
On the day of the crime, you were in the general ward at the ADDC, yes? Starting at 8 a.m., you went around to each room and gathered the linens.
Yes. Nobody would dispute that.
And after that, you covered Waku-san's nose and mouth, suffocated him, and then carted him out in a laundry bin.
That's not true. Waku-san wasn't there when I went into his room. I didn't see him at all that day. You have to believe me.
And I do. So when you went down to leave the center at 10 a.m. after gathering the linens, you realized there was a body hidden in the truck.
Yes. That's what happened.
Then, after debating whether or not to report the body, you chose to hide it in the mountains.
Ça va être difficile de faire avaler ça au tribunal.
I had a criminal assault on my record. I knew the police would have suspected me if I went to them.
Aren't you forgetting the bad blood you had with Waku-san?
Huh? Bad blood? What are you talking about?
3 days before the murder, Waku-san claimed Okubo-kun here punched him and stole his wallet. They told me all about it at the center.
When did you even ask?
While you were busy chatting up Terasawa-chan.
What?
Even if I bitch about it, I'm still damn good at my job.
Well, Okubo-kun, did you take his wallet, or...?
Not quite. They call it delusion of theft. It's a symptom of dementia. You think something's been stolen from you, then blame the first person you see. Not the easiest thing to deal with, right? Someone accuses you of theft for no reason? Must have been a shock. So when Waku-san tried to hit you, you just about hit him back.
Exactly.
But I didn't hit him.
No. You murdered him.
I wouldn't kill a man over something like that.
Yes, you did.
I wish I could believe you, pal. Come on, Okubo-kun. You got a record of violence.
It wasn't me. I swear. Somebody set me up. Please, you have to believe me. Whoever did this is laughing at all of us right now.
Calm down.
Yagami-sensei, do you believe me?
I do.
Okay. The next time, come alone.
Fine. I can take a hint. You and Yagami-sensei can cuddle up all you want.
Hey, you know that nurse, Sawassan? Cute girl. It sounded like she was worried about you. Bet you'd have a chance with her once you get out of here.
I don't know. If you'll excuse me.
Okay. Okay.
So
Still in the
Shintani just
flashback.
left you hanging, huh?
Yes.
He's gotta learn some damn patience.
Maybe so. But this is my case now. I can handle it myself.
Huh. Okay.
What? Okay.
Yagami-san.
Hmm?
Have you seen Mafia lately?
Well, where's this coming from?
She's just not that great with men. I suggest you be more assertive.
Right. Okay.
You mean that friend of yours, Saori-kun? She's got Shintani all riled up. Said he'd have been nicer to you if he knew you had friends who looked like her. Jackass.
Hey, nothing's official yet, guys. Regardless, keep it on the down low, okay?
Yet? That word says more than you think.
What's wrong with them? Oh, I can talk to you again? Okay. Oh. Okay.
Mafia-kun's a prosecutor, right? Isn't it kind of taboo for her to date a defense attorney?
Can we not do this?
Either way, guess the Okubo case comes first. Pleading innocent, yeah?
That's the plan.
What is your plan here? This isn't gonna be an easy win.
Well, I'm working on that. There's one piece of evidence that still bothers me.
Yeah.
And what's that?
Sur quoi devrais-je me concentrer pour prouver l'innocence de Kubo? Ah. Chambre d'hôtel de Waku. Une vue panoramique de la chambre d'hôpital dans laquelle un patient âgé appelé Waku a séjourné pendant 2 ans. Cependant, il a soudainement disparu de l'hôpital et a été retrouvé enterré dans les montagnes d'Okutama 3 mois plus tard. Ok. Franchement, ça peut être... On verra. Chambre d'hôpital de Waku, fenêtre. Ah oui. La fenêtre de la chambre d'hôpital dans laquelle Waku séjournait, elle ne s'ouvre pas. Personne n'a donc pu passer par là. On peut en déduire que le seul moyen d'entrer et de sortir de la chambre est la porte du couloir. Je vais l'heure qu'à moitié, je me sens pas bien du tout. Ah, ouais, j'espère que ça va, hein, qu'il n'y a rien de grave. Prends soin de toi, repose-toi. Chambre d'hôpital, le couloir. La chambre d'hôpital de Waku, telle qu'elle est vue depuis la fenêtre de la porte du couloir. L'oreiller de son lit se trouve sur le côté gauche du matelas. Ouais, donc là, on sait même pas si... C'est... Attends. Rapport d'autopsie de Waku. Waku, un patient âgé de l'ADDC, chez qui on avait diagnostiqué un trouble neurocognitif majeur dû aux phases de détérioration de la maladie d'Alzheimer. Il a été hospitalisé depuis 2 ans. Au moment où il a été découvert dans les montagnes de Kutama, son cadavre avait déjà commencé à se décomposer. Il a certainement été tué au moment de sa disparition ou immédiatement après. Les détails de la cause de sa mort demeurent inconnus, mais on pense que la victime est morte d'asphyxie. Alright, she's lucky. Yeah, she's lucky. She's not feeling well. Not swell, I mean well. Chariot à linge. Un chariot à linge utilisé pour les draps des lits de l'hôpital de l'ADDC. Assez grand pour cacher une personne à l'intérieur. De nombreux témoins ont vu Okubo préposé au linge à l'ADDC pousser ce chariot le matin où Waku a disparu de sa chambre d'hôpital. Liquide organique de la victime. Suite à un examen plus approfondi, la police a trouvé des traces de fluide corporel de la victime dans le camion d'Okubo. Des tests ADN ultérieurs ont prouvé que les fluides appartenaient à Waku. De telles preuves tendent à désigner Okubo comme le coupable du meurtre. Ça va aller. Moi je dirais la chambre. Je sais pas.
It's the hospital room the victim was staying in. This is the last place Waku-san was seen before he disappeared. The window doesn't open, so the only way out is through the door. No one saw him leave, though, even though there are always people in the halls. And the only one who entered the room was Okubo with his laundry cart.
The heart.
Hey, I don't want to be a downer, but doesn't that point to Okubo being the killer?
Well, that's not my point, though. The evidence I showed you is...
That evidence won't win you the case.
What the hell's your problem?
Okay.
Was that Shintani?
I think so.
Get back here!
Oh.
That bastard. Oh, was eavesdropping on you.
What the hell?
I tried
Voilà,
to stop
attrapé.
him, but he pulled a stun gun on me.
Hey!
It's a woman.
Wait up!
It's a woman. I know it. Come on.
You won't get away.
It's a woman. 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 Yeah. That's the nurse. That's the nurse for sure.
Hold up!
Aïe aïe aïe. Aïe aïe aïe. Aïe aïe aïe. Je suis la pire.
Won't get away.
La pire. Oh, there she is. Ah, stop. Stop. Let's go.
Hold up!
Allez. Quoi, je l'ai attrapé? Et right back, squishy. No problem, Ale. Take your time. I knew it was you.
Help! Someone help me!
Rape!
Are you Tara Sawassan?
Let me go!
Oh god.
We got a groper out here? Scum of the earth!
C'est pas vrai. Je tripote personne. C'est vous qui me tripotez.
Not on my watch, you son of a bitch!
Ok. 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 J'ai oublié comment on se bat dans ce jeu. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, boy. Oh, oh, oh. Voilà. Mais non, je voulais prendre ça, putain. D'accord. Voilà. Aïe 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 aïe. Oui. 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 Let's go. Voilà. Et voilà. Demon cars. I know, right? That's weird how you never heard of this game. Well, I guess it's not that known. Even Yakuza is just starting. Well, it's been...
Can all lawyers fight like that?
Not a little more. Viens ici, toi. Viens ici, toi. Je suis dans des flashbacks depuis tout à l'heure, l'histoire
Did you really need
avance
to run away like that?
presque
I
pas.
assume you came to see me.
There was something I wanted to talk to you about, yes. But I wasn't sure if I should. Then that pig-headed friend of yours started shouting, so I just lost it.
Okay, but did you have to tase him? Not that he didn't have it coming. Anyway, I'm listening if you want to talk. No matter what it is, I'll keep your secret. Anything you tell me will fall under client attorney privilege.
Well, you know the witness who last saw Waku-san? Said he saw him sleeping in his bed.
Uh-huh.
Well, that witness is a man by the name of Shono-san. He's one of the scientists at the ADDC. Not only that, but he's the director's right-hand man, too.
And this is him?
Chercheur classique, en gros.
Yes. He's a very dedicated doctor, so the nurses have a lot of faith in him. But something felt off when I heard what he had to say about the incident.
And what's that?
I guess I'm just skeptical as to whether or not he actually saw Waku-san. I don't think he's intentionally deceiving us, but he may be mistaken somehow. And if I had to guess, I'd say the other nurses feel the same.
Still, why hasn't anyone mentioned this until now?
How could we? Nurses talking about a doctor behind his back? That's not something a nurse could do without consequences. And if it came to a courtroom testimony...
None of you would testify?
Maybe the other nurses wouldn't, but I would. I never really fit in over there anyway. Besides...
Yeah?
I think Okubo-san is innocent.
Oh, really? Sounds like I've finally got an ally on my team.
Okay. Okay. Very nice, very nice.
I'm currently employed as a researcher at the Advanced Drug Development Center. Part of our research consists of clinical tests we perform on patients in the general ward of the center. On the day of the crime, I was making my usual rounds through the ward.
Chercheur à l'ADDC, Yoji Shono.
And what time was that?
Around 7:50?
You're sure?
Yes, the patients eat breakfast at precisely 8 o'clock. I always head to the break room myself, right around then, too.
This break room, to be precise?
That's correct. Our more mobile patients walk there for breakfast instead of eating in their own rooms. Then, while the nurses help the patients eat, I ask about how they feel and how the medicine is treating them.
And on the day of Waku-san's disappearance, you passed by his room before going to the break room?
Yes.
And in that room, you saw Waku-san lying on the bed?
Yes.
Can you describe the situation to us as you remember it?
The door has a window, so you can see into the room from the hallway.
And this is the room you're referring to, yes?
That's correct. From where I was standing in the hallway, I could see Waku-san lying in bed. He was asleep, with a blanket covering most of his body.
And what time was that?
Around 7:50.
Stop lying!
No further questions.
He's lying.
Yagami-sensei, why did you call her to the stand?
She actually asked to testify. Is that a problem?
Not really, no.
Qu'est-ce qu'elle a à dire? C'est l'occasion de revenir dans la course. Sorry.
Sawassan, you were present for Shono-san's testimony just now, yes?
Yes.
And what is your opinion on that testimony?
For a scientist, I felt his wording was rather imprecise. And as a medical professional, I felt his actions were negligent.
Could I ask you to be a little more specific?
Our witness, Shono-san, claims he saw Waku-san sleeping in his bed during his morning rounds. However, there's no way he could have known that just by looking in from the hallway.
There you go.
I have evidence supporting Sawassan's testimony.
Shono ne pouvait pas voir Waku, et j'ai de quoi le prouver. Is that the one? Yes.
Please look at this. It's a photograph of the victim's room as viewed from the hallway. In other words, this is what Shono-san would have seen when he checked in on Waku-san.
Et cette preuve indique que le coupable se cachait dans la chambre d'hôpital, le témoignage de Shono avait été mensonger, le coupable est Shono qui prétend être témoin. Ah. Le coupable peut pas se cacher dans la... Quoique... La victime était déjà morte.
Waku-san was already dead when Shono-san went to check on him.
What are you implying?
At the time, the defendant hadn't yet collected the linens. In fact, he hadn't even arrived at the ADDC, meaning Okubo-san could not have been the murderer.
Assuming that's true, then, why did he go through the trouble of hiding Waku-san's body in his laundry cart?
Huh? Well, depending on how you look at it...
Please. You know this is a court of law, don't you?
Bon sang, il faut que je me calme, on va ici. Ok.
Sorry, let me start over.
Oh god.
Our witness, Shono-san, claims he saw Waku-san sleeping in his bed during his morning rounds. However, I'm not convinced that's actually what happened.
Okay, so that's the one.
Please look at this. It's a photograph of the victim's room as viewed from the hallway. In other words, this is what Shono-san would have seen when he checked in on Waku-san.
I don't know. Tidalidalu. Je sais pas. Je pense. J'hésite entre le coupable et Shono qui prétend être le témoin, ou le témoignage de Shono était mensonger. Aïe. Ouais.
Shono-san was lying when he said he saw Waku-san in the bed.
Excuse me?
What he saw from the door was likely nothing more than a bulge of sheets. He couldn't have been able to identify it specifically as Waku-san. So to claim as much in his testimony seems like quite an exaggeration, don't you think?
But common sense would dictate otherwise, would it not? Who would be in the bed other than Waku-san?
The staff nurses are trained to always enter a room when checking in on a patient. In Waku-san's case, it's impossible to tell anything just by looking in from the hallway. There was actually one time a while back where we thought he was under the covers, only to find Waku-san eating in the break room a second later. And upon re-examining the room, we realized that we had mistaken a bunched-up pillow for Waku-san.
The witness makes an important distinction. The prosecution asserts that Shono-san's testimony is clear, that the victim was taken out of his room at some point between 7:50 and 8:30 in the morning. They claim that because of this time frame, the defendant must have smuggled Waku-san's body out in his laundry bin.
Voilà pourquoi tout le monde a cru qu'Okubokun était le seul à avoir pu tuer Waku-san. Eh bien.
But if Shono-san's testimony is invalid, as the defense asserts, we have to consider the possibility that Waku-san was taken in the middle of the night when nobody else was around. After which, the killer could have waited until the morning to plant the body in the defendant's truck. In other words, the defense establishes that there is reasonable doubt that Okubo-san is the killer, rendering the prosecution's central argument unsound. Your Honor, taking this new testimony into account, I'd like to call Shono-san back to the stand for cross-examination.
Let's go.
Shono-san.
Yes?
Voyons comment Shono réagit à cette preuve et au témoignage de Sawassan.
I'll get right to the point. On the day of the crime, what did you see when you looked into Waku-san's room?
I saw Waku-san asleep in his bed, I think.
And did you get a clear look at his face?
You think?
I don't remember.
So it's possible that it could have been someone other than Waku-san in that bed. Or maybe even a pillow that you mistook to be Waku-san's body. Isn't that right?
Objection! The defense is leading the witness.
Sustained. Please rephrase the question.
Shono-san, can you say without a doubt that Waku-san was in that bed when you checked on him?
I don't think I can, no.
Then the defense rests. But I do have a quick remark for the prosecution.
Huh?
You suck. L'argument de l'accusation s'est effondré, c'est le moment.
The charges against my client stem from your assertion that he's the only possible suspect, assuming the crime took place within the stated time frame. However, the defense has proven without a doubt that Shono-san's testimony is unreliable, establishing reasonable doubt for my client. I would suggest then that you withdraw the charges against my client. With such inconclusive evidence, you'll only be wasting the court's precious time.
The prosecution does not consider the witness's testimony inconclusive. His memory of the incident may be fuzzy, yes, but that doesn't change that he saw the victim.
So, your whole case is based on a fuzzy memory? This promising young man's future is at stake, and you're willing to throw that away on unreliable testimony?
Dr. Shono is a bright and diligent researcher. After watching his own grandmother develop dementia, he vowed to create a drug that could cure the disease. After paying his own way through medical school, he went on to become the head researcher at the ADDC. Day after day, Dr. Shono visits his sick patients out of the kindness of his heart, leading to his valiant testimony here today. If you want to know whether I trust this man, then my answer is a resounding yes.
In other words, because he's such a great researcher, his testimony is infallible. His own admission that he's not sure is somehow overlooked? Is that the sum of it? Because from here, it sounds like you're putting your faith in Shono-san's title, not his testimony today.
The prosecution is not as easily swayed as you think. And you want to talk reputation? What of your client's history of domestic abuse?
J'en étais sûr.
6 years ago, the defendant broke his girlfriend's finger. The poor girl is still suffering from the effects. And the cause? A minor, drunken disagreement. Now, fast forward to what occurred a few days prior to the crime.
Waku-san, suspecting the defendant of stealing his wallet, lashed out and punched the defendant in the face. Given the clearly violent nature of Okubo-san here, that alone would be motivation enough to murder the poor old...
Vas-y, dis ton truc. Dis les termes.
Is something wrong, ma'am? Please remain seated while court is in session. Sawassan?
Okubo-san is not a violent person. And he hasn't even had a drink in over 6 years. Not a single drop since the incident.
My court will not stand for this commotion.
He didn't blame Waku-san at all. He knew that the outburst was just caused by his dementia. That it was all the sickness's fault. So there was no reason for him to resort to murder.
Terasawa-san, please.
Okubo-san really is an incredible, caring person.
Please leave this courtroom at once.
You're right that he may be hard to approach, but he's a kind soul, and he always keeps his promises. Okubo-san's not the only person in this courtroom who would be affected by a guilty verdict, either. As a matter of fact, it would break my heart. And even through it all, he wanted me to keep this a secret, not to tell anyone, not even his lawyer, that we were dating.
C'était pas un gros secret. Genre, pas du tout.
Even though he knew he could have ended up in prison, making sure I was safe was the only thing in the world he cared about. That's just who he is. But when the prosecution has already decided he's a criminal, how could he possibly be given a fair trial?
Okay.
Her little outburst wasn't technically admissible, but as the trial dragged on, it hung over the jury like a stone. And in the end, Shinpei Okubo was found not guilty. But only a month after his release, everything changed.
Grosse maison, explosion. Ouais, ça c'est le début du jeu que je me
The
rappelle.
same girl who had so bravely proclaimed Okubo's innocence died by the man's own hand.
Ouais, mais est-ce que ça prouve que c'est lui qui... Enfin, je sais pas. J'en sais rien. Ce qu'il faut, c'est celui qui regarde vers le bas, là, à gauche.
Hi.
Something wrong? No, it's nothing, Vice Minister. But...
I haven't seen you in about 3 years, Kido-san. I see you're still the director.
You look familiar, but I can't quite place the name.
Non, mais tu rigoles.
I seem to recall you looking sharper.
I'm a detective based in Kamurocho now. The name's Yagami.
Ah, I remember now. You're the reason Terasawa-kun's no longer with us. Remember, Shono?
Okubo-san was unstoppable.
C'est ça.
If only my testimony had been better.
Shono-san, right?
Does it matter? What brings you here anyway?
I'm investigating a murder, and I'll need your cooperation with it. Just like old times.
Yes, I see. Yes. Thank you. It does seem we received a phone call from this Shintani-san you speak of.
Do you know who he was calling?
Dr. Shono.
The same Shono-san you were just with?
Yes. However, it's unclear as to what the point of the call was meant to be. Shono was away from his desk at the time, you see, and Shintani-san didn't leave a message.
You have no idea what he wanted to talk about?
None. Shono says he doesn't know a Shintani-san. and sees no reason why he would be calling.
Oh, really?
Look, Shono and I co-authored the research paper on AD9. We're quite well known, as it turns out. Sometimes complete strangers pretend to be close friends or relatives in order to contact us. Perhaps Shintani-san fell into that category.
Have you heard of the mole murders taking place in Kamurocho, Dr. Kido? 3 Yakuza, each one with their eyes gouged out. It's a grisly business. Shintani was killed in the same way.
I've seen the news.
Can you think of anything tying the ADDC to those murders?
Huh? Look, just what are you implying? Look, I believe we're done here. There's nothing I can help you with.
Please stop! You can't!
Who are you?
Detective Kuroiwa, Kamuro Police, Organized Crime. One of your guests here has information related to the case I'm currently investigating. That would be you, Yagami.
Hmm?
I'd like to speak to you as a material witness to the murder of the lawyer Masamichi Shintani.
Is that so?
The mole's latest victim was the lawyer, Shintani. The last call he made brings the case that ruined Yagami 3 years ago.
Judgment is back. Yes, it is. Hello, King.
A patient was taken from a hospital and found buried in the mountains. Yagami defended the suspect, Shinpei Okubo, and got an acquittal. But 1 month later, he murdered his girlfriend Emi Terasawa with a kitchen knife and burned the remains.
Well, well, well. Chapter 6, Conspiration. After the scene we will have, I'm gonna stop the stream to go have lunch and we'll be back.
I'd like to speak to you as a material witness to the murder of the lawyer Masamichi Shintani.
Is that so?
I'm Hoshino, an attorney at Genda Law Office. Officer, is this interview voluntary, or...?
It is.
It's your call, Yagami-san.
I think I'll pass.
Excuse me?
You have your answer, sir. You can go now.
You can make this easier if you come now. Next time, it won't be voluntary.
Your empty threats don't mean much to a lawyer.
Can you take this elsewhere? I really must be...
Too bad he's not a lawyer anymore, then. Your friend's nothing now. Just come along quietly. I'll come back with a warrant if I have to.
I'd like to see you try. Why do you suspect me anyway? I bet you don't even have a reason.
I can come up with a few good ones.
Enough! Get the hell out of my office.
You'll regret this, Yagami.
Kuroiwa-san.
You two, out.
Before we go, can we speak to Shono-san for a sec? We need to know why Shintani called him.
Listen, I already told you he doesn't know. Get it through your skull. Now, please leave.
No problem. We'll let you get back to work.
Okay.
This is really getting out of hand, don't you think? I can't believe that detective thinks you're a material witness.
Yeah. I don't know what he's talking about. But what I'm more interested in is how he even knew where to find me.
That's a good point. How would the police know we were here?
Beats me. For now, let's focus on Shono, though. It would be a waste coming here and not talking to him.
Agreed. Let's see if the receptionist can help us.
Okay. Wait, how... I forgot how to use my phone. How do I use my phone? I forgot. Never mind. Okay. Okay. Here now. Drone. Well, I'm gonna use this. Okay. And I'm going to save. And I will be back after lunch. So I will let you know over Discord when I'm back. So for now we're off. Wait a second. Let me see something. Okay, well no. Okay, so thank you guys for joining. I will be back later. See you. Bye.